Hey, it's Megan. Just wanted to share a little bit about what's been going on with some of my propagation attempts right now. So we have the bunny ears cactus, which I made a video about on Halloween, which was a little over a week ago at this point. And I let the bunny ears lobes, not really sure what you call them, the ears, um, the I feel like lobes, or maybe there's another word for them that I don't know quite yet. The pieces that I chose to take, you wouldn't call it a leaf, you would call it a the word is at a loss for me right now, but the piece, I let them sit out for about 36 hours and air out, and then I planted them into some soil, some dry soil. I did one of each color into 2 different containers, and I'm going to be doing a little test as to how they adapt and or survive better or worse in outdoor or indoor conditions. Right now here in Central Florida, it is not cold at night by any means, but it is cooling down for us here in the tropics. That means that we are getting lows overnight like in the mid 50s, upper 50s, low 60s, which is a big difference from what we were getting just a few weeks ago, which was pretty much always hot and humid. I'm interested to see if this time of year that bears any different result with our bunny ears cactus. I just started misting them yesterday. I'm going to be misting them every other day, just to see how that affects the cuttings in both indoor and outdoor conditions. So let's take a little look at them, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the other stuff I have going in my screened porch garden here outside, as well as some of the things I have on my cart, which is directly on the other side of my sliding glass store here. So let's turn the camera around and take a look. Okay, so here is my main little plant tower here. I talked about this a little bit in the last video, but here is my outdoor sample in the green pot here, and then you can see right through my glass door here that is my indoor sample for my bunny ears propagation. I'll just go inside real quick and talk a little bit about what I have going on here. Yesterday I just converted this cart over to be some more kind of mobile plants so that I can rotate them with the light as necessary. I've been noticing the past few days that there is a lot less sunlight and a lot more overcast but still bright natural light happening, so I kind of wanted to be able to move these guys a little bit if that's going to be normal for this time of year. So I moved all of the plants that I had on the top of some milk crates for a while. I moved them to the lower shelves here. I have a very cute tiger paw begonia that isn't really faring really well with me. I'm not quite sure what its story is. I'm trying to give it more shade right now because I think I may have sunburned it a little bit by having it in such direct light. So it's on the bottom row as well as some recycled, upcycled styrofoam and other plastic trays that I've been using to water my plants with. And then I have some really kind of cuties here that I got recently. This is one of the spider plants Jess and Ben sent me, as well as in the background there with that purple foliage we have the snow white waffle plant. It's been growing well with me. I've had it for a few weeks. Not sure what its ultimate destiny is going to be, but we'll see. I picked up this super cute peperomia, watermelon peperomia, when Jessica was here visiting me. It seems like it's doing really well. I'm happy, especially since I bought it at the same time and from the same store as this super sad little tiger paw begonia. And it's the peperomia seems like it's really healthy and doing well, and the begonia is not. So I guess I'll just count that as a win that one of them is surviving. And then here we have the Moon Valley Friendship plant. That's been kind of loving life here with me so far as well. I do think it's sort of maybe a little sassy with the conditions I've given it. I'm really trying not to buy any containers right now, so I have not, or soil, so I have not shifted that one into a new container, and I think that actually our little buddy here would benefit from that a lot. And then in the background I have a zebra plant that this guy gave me some really weird situation the other day when I was trying to basically deadhead it and take some dead leaves off. It decided to kind of completely come apart. It's very leggy, it's very white. I'm really not sure what's going on with this one. I think I may have gotten like a mama that was totally ready to pup when I bought it from the Florida Cactus greenhouse that Danny and I visited a couple months ago. So this one has been really exciting to watch grow, but I'm also like, why are you growing like this? What's your story? What do you really want? What conditions do you desire? Why are you so white? I ask myself the same thing quite frequently. Anyway, up here on this top level though is where we have the indoor tester for the bunny ears propagation. Obviously not a lot has happened. It's only been about a week, so I'm excited to see if and when we do have results on those. And then the other items up here are my burro's tail. Jessica just sent me some cuttings from a quite large and healthy burro's tail that her and Ben just bought in California, and I'm basically just taking all of the little leaves that fell off, basically in the process of her sending it to me in the mail. So a bunch of little nubbins, little leafies fell off, and so I'm going to try to propagate those just to see how many I can make. Jessica tells me this is a pretty rare and hard to find plant, so I'm excited to have a bit of it to see if I can make many more out of it. I just planted it in some cactus soil about 5 or 6 days ago when I received it, and I actually didn't water it until this morning, so you can see that there's quite a bit of dampness in that soil. I just watered it for the first time. I watered it through until it dripped a bit. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this thing, as well as what's going to happen with all of these little bebés. I heard that it's a fairly easy plant to propagate. I think I have some unique conditions that might challenge it a little bit. So we'll see. So my plan is to basically do a check-in on those bunny ears once a week for the next couple weeks until we see some rooting, hopefully. I'm employing a method that I'm basically misting the top layer of soil, like a heavy mist, so that it actually does get a bit saturated every other day for the next few weeks, to see if I can get some roots to shoot on both my indoor and outdoor specimens. So my plan is basically next Saturday, I'm going to, next Sunday. It's Sunday today. Duh. I'm going to go ahead and gently pull each of the lobes out of the soil to see what's happening. At that point, they will have been in the dirt for about 2 weeks. So with misting every other day, I think that will be providing them a lot of humidity, and by misting just the top layer, I'm basically encouraging those roots to grow kind of more like laterally rather than down. So I'm excited to see what happens. I hope that by documenting this, I can learn more for future propagations, not only of bunny ears, but of other types of um, more true cactus. And then I'll also make sure to include in next week's video an update on what's going on with the burro's tail, because I think that burro's tail is really a cool plant and I'm really excited to see what it does. Um, Basically, each little tiny petal should theoretically be able to produce its own root system and then become its own, you know, full branch, if you will. I'm not really sure the exact terminology, what we would use with that, but um, I'm excited to see if it works. I have so many of them that I'm going to try to propagate. Not only those 3 established stems that Jessica sent me, but also each little, node and or petal slash leaf, whatever you want to refer to it as, that dropped off of it that could potentially be its own plant. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I hope that at least some of them are successful so that I can have more plants and share them with friends and give them away to people and just keep the love going and flowing. But they might also not work, and the bunny ears might not work. And I'm kind of at the point where sometimes we have these failures and sometimes we have victories. And especially if it's a plant that was gifted to me by a friend, I'm just happy if I can really learn anything from it, even if that means it died and I learned that that wasn't the right situation it wanted to be in. We're entering kind of a different season here in Central Florida. I was not necessarily expecting the temperature to be so different as it has been. Kind of at the point lately where it is warmer in my house, where I have the AC set to like, I think 78 or 76 degrees, where it's been warmer inside, and sometimes it's even felt like it's more humid inside, which is really rare for around here. My indoor humidity gauge says it's at about 55 to 60%. When I first moved here a couple months ago, I think that the outdoor humidity was very often in the 90th percentile or higher. So it has been cool to kind of see that, like, I will be getting seasons here, quote unquote seasons. Certainly not like the seasons that I've experienced for the majority of my life in Seattle, nor like what I experienced living in the San Francisco Bay Area. But this is my life now, and this is where I'm going to be living probably for many decades. So I'm excited to learn a little bit about whatever I can, basically, for my first winter here in Central Florida. So I'm excited to continue to share what I learn, and tune in next week to see what else I have to say. I mean, hopefully I have some good news. See you then.